Morning, David and Liz. I hope all is well and you're enjoying your summer. Thank you for the opportunity to take some extra time this year. It's meant a great deal to me and has really helped out. You do not understand how much. Anyways, thank you again. Now let's begin. So I'll start by reminding you of what my research questions and aims for this project were. I wanted to know how local ambient sounds of an urban area could be used to visually actuate and engage viewers to produce social awareness of the effects of noise pollution on humans. The aim of the project is to visualize the ambient sound of the environment through the carnivalesque and grotesque. By this I mean I've been studying Rabelais, who writes about the carnivalesque and the grotesque and its use by humankind to make light of the bad things in our world, whether they be politics or pollution or anything. And that is my aim, is to use those devices to bring about awareness. Distortions will activate the ambient sounds in the environment and from the environment and will make the carnival mirror distort, while the human voice will be used to calm the mirror's distortions and engage with the Carnival Glass. The main aim is to engage the public in a conversation regarding noise pollution. There are some deviations from the original way that I wrote my proposal to you. The two things it's really deviated from is the extensiveness of what I was first planning became impossible to do within the time limits and constraints that I was working in. There were too many sounds to train and too much learning to do. So this is a point well taken. I often take on projects that are larger than I can do, but I will try and build this into all my projects from this point on. Yeah, and I want to work more with the training sets and teach them to do more specific engaging with voices compared to with traffic sounds. It's doing pretty good, but I'd like to refine it some more. So let's begin with the demonstration about how the Carnival Glass works. When anybody opens the presentation folder for Carnival Glass, the first thing you'll see is an article on how to use it, and it's instructions for a gallery or any individual who wants to take a look at the patches and run them. And it's quite fully recognized on how to do it. I won't go through the details with you. You can read them yourself. Off to the right of the screen, or the left of the screen, pardon me, you'll see that there's a full-sized funhouse mirror image. And my intention is also to put this into a frame, and when the summer carnival comes to Lock Street, I'd like to run it downstairs, and I hope to take some images of that and the people engaging with it. And maybe I'll even have some additional features on it by then. Anyways, that'll be at the end of the summer this summer, and I'd like to run it for the day. So hopefully it'll be all packaged that way at the time that the carnival starts here on the street. So in the folder here you can see that there's a max patch, and this is what we're aiming to open. And they are currently not in presentation mode, but let's put them in presentation mode here. The two patches that opened up. That's important for galleries. And first we'll click, we'll close the patcher and click it so it can turn on. and right away our camera has turned on in the background. And then we'll go to the second picture and make sure it is locked, and the purple X is already on, but we need to push the 1 in order to engage the sound. So at this point, we know we do not have Wekinator running, but I do have some of the sub patches that are built into it open here for us to have a look at. So this comes back from Wekinator, and it is an area where some more things can eventually be hooked up to it, and the scale is what is controlling the most recent numbers coming into it, and it is scaling between 0 and 0.8 because that seems to be the most effective range for voices. And then on the other half, it's named dogs, but it's really traffic sounds that we're looking at, and environmental sounds. And they are scaled and clipped between 0 and 9.5 for this project. And this is a portion of the project that is not necessary to know, but it is part of the startup project, and the buttons that we're first clicking at the beginning. So we'll now open up Wekinator. And you want to click off this first screen. It is not necessary for us. And then when we're here, we'll go to Open Project. And we're going to go and get our project, our Wekinator project, which is packaged together with all the other pieces. And we will begin with Wekinator Project 2, which is my favorite. This is the one that David and I worked together on one afternoon, but it seems to do the best job. The other ones are different features. There's one for construction sounds, and there's one that gauges more the animals together with the voices of the humans to react to it. But it doesn't work as well for our demonstration today because there's no dogs currently barking in the background. So it's important to push start listening from the open source open sound console here, and we start listening. And you can see right away we have a green signal here which has hooked us up to Wekinator, the Wekinator to the Max patches. And if we click Run, you can instantly see that it's engaging right away with the sounds introduced to it from the environment. So let's move this out of the way for a moment and find our screen. Here it is. So this is what's going on. So when I talk to it, the image calms and stops shaking as much. When we silence it for a moment, you can see right away that it starts to distort even more. Depending on the sounds that come in, people on the street will even affect it as they walk by, and it will calm somewhat. But as it's left alone, you can see that the traffic sounds are what distort it. So that is how it runs, and I tried to package it properly for gallery use. I think the instructions are quite simple and easy to reproduce. I hope you find it the same way. So now that we got it all hooked up, I can talk to you about what I hope to do with this project in the future. In the future, I want to frame it, as I said, and demonstrate it during the carnival that happens here on our road that they shut down the whole street for the summer for a day. And I want to capture images of pedestrians who engage with it and what it's doing while they engage with it. Before them, then I'd also like to work on adding more effects to it and work on the Wekinator portion to make it more accurate. Eventually, I hope to show it in a gallery somewhere and have the mic source outside and the interaction with the human inside. Anyways, thank you for your time. And as you can hear, we're getting a lot of noise on the street right now. But thank you both for all your time this summer. I know I took advantage of you and had you all to myself, and I really appreciate that. So thanks again for everything, both of you. You've been wonderful to work with. Have a great summer. Bye now. I'd like to add one more thing before I let you go. So if we click on the window and hit escape, it turns into full mode, full screen mode, and you can see that now we've got an entire picture that fills the frame. And anyways, just wanted to show you that one last thing. And again, have a happy summer, enjoy it, be safe. Thank you.